Hey ja, hey ja, hey ja, hey ja, heiße, 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 dass ich soll, dass ich soll, dass ich soll, dass ich soll, ja, dass ich soll, dass ich soll, dass ich soll, dass ich soll. Rete, das war.
Ja, Rete.
Ja, das war.
Geräte.
Du wäre.
Hover, Sucher, Hover, Sucher, Hover, Sucher, du wäre.
Holzer.
Heise, das war.
Woche. Auber.
Heise, das war.
Woche.
Das ich soll, das ich soll. Beräte.
Bereite.
Das ich soll.
Das war
Ja, ja.
Heise,
Flickmann,
das ich soll.
Beräte.
Ja, ja.
Geboren.
Das war Heise, Heise, das war Heise, Stürme.
Fischere.
Ja.
Jägere.
Ja.
Fischere. Jägere.
Ja.
Das ich soll, das ich soll. Streetes, Sassa.
Auber.
Flickmann.
Ja, ja.
Rete.
Das war
Flickmann.
Bereite.
Hey ja.
Ja,
Ja. Rete.
das war
Heise.
Stürme.
Fischere.
Ja.
Jägere.
Ja.
Fischere. Jägere.
Das war, das ich soll. Das war,
Das ich soll.
Hey ja, hey ja, hey ja, hey ja, heiße, heiße, dass ich soll, 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 dass ich soll. Rete,
Ja.
das war, ja, das war.
ja, ja.
Beräte.
Du wäre, das war, ja.
Fischere.
Ja.
Jägere.
Ja.
Fischere. Jägere.
Das war, das ich soll. Das war,
Das ich soll.
Hey ja,
Ja.
ja,
Das ich soll.
ja,
Hey, ja.
ja,
ja,
Das ich soll.
ja, hey ja,
Ja.
ja.
Das ich soll.
ja. Das ich soll, das ich soll, das ich soll.
Hey ja,
Stürme.
Hey, ja.
Heise,
hey ja,
Sassa.
Beräte.
hey ja,
Streetes. Ja, ja.
Gebure.
Das ich soll, das ich soll, das ich soll.
hey ja, hey ja, heiße, dass ich soll, 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 dass ich soll.
good to be the king. It is 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 good to be the king of the losers. King of the losers. King of the losers. All hail. King of the losers. King of the losers. It is good to be the king of the losers. It is good to be the. It is good to be the king. All hail. It is good to be the king.
Alright, ladies and gents, this just happened. Just now here, playing a 1v1 on Mega Random. You'll notice 0 on wood, 0 on gold, 0 on stone. We both start with a Victoria. We don't need wood. Super strong. And he's like, wait a second. I was getting ahead of the game. Next level strat. I'm buying stone. I'm like, he's gonna have to mine it. Or if he tries to buy it, it's gonna be more expensive. Here I am, little T90, little naive T90. Just so happy. Just feeling so good. Oh, I passed Slate faster. Just feeling so good. Oh, so here he is, and he sees my Fatoria, and he's like, wait a second. My Fatoria is nice and snug in the back of my base. He's like, wait a second. His Fatoria is in Narnia. Wait a second. His Fatoria is in Narnia. So maybe we're going to do something about that. Guys, he's going for redemption and monks. Okay? Guys, he's going for redemption and monks. Okay? And there he is, converting my Fatoria. And there he is, converting my Fatoria. My Fatoria. Hello guys, welcome back. We weren't supposed to be live today, but we have a series to cover. Tattoo MBL got pushed back to today. So if you didn't catch the memo yesterday, that is why I am live, and thank you for being here. Hello, hello. What's up, Routine Tom? It has become routine for me to be live. Routine Tom, get it? What's up, Girio? What's up, guests? Hello, Salva. What's up, Tiny Hippo, Falcon, Pato, Fetty Guap, Hallam. Welcome back. What's up, Brooder? Hello, Pasta. Hello, JBR. Hello, Hamp. Hello, Emperor. Hello, Pato. Hello, anyone else I missed? Hi. What's up, Maddie? Thanks for the 17, man. Not much. Just some more TTL action. Can't complain. What's up, Punchy? Hello, Eric Eggplants. Galistro, thanks for the 11 months. Thank you. Fetty Guap, thanks for the 9. Yeah, big set here. Because right now, kind of feels like whoever wins or loses this one goes into... Well, whoever wins this one goes... Hold on. Whoever wins this one will go into the playoffs. And whoever loses this one is maybe borderline relegation zone, depending on what that loss would look like. I think if MBL snags a win here, even just one win, he's likely to stay alive in Platinum for the next season. But if he were to get swept, technically he could lose to Licks in the final round, and he could be pushed down into the final 2 spots. I think that's kind of unlikely. I think the greater thing here is it's probably winner goes into the 3rd place spot, loser goes into the 4th place spot. Which, with these names, you know, Tato, MBL, these are players you're normally thinking top 12-ish, and, you know, deep playoff runs. So it would be a potential disappointment for whoever loses here today. What's up, Rizio? Welcome. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Damn. Thank you. Hello, Overhyped Paladin. I love your name. Yeah, we're not super close right now, guys, but all the subs still go towards these sub goals. So we're like, what, 401 away from the next giveaways? I think I made a mistake yesterday because I did giveaways right when we hit the goal, which felt logical. What's up, Idafix? Thank you. It felt logical, but then later on, people were like, well, what about the giveaways? So I don't know what's right or wrong there. Like, if we hit a goal, should I wait until we have more viewers, or should I just do it when we hit it? I don't know. I guess it's not wrong. We hit the giveaway goal, so I did the giveaways for everyone that was there. But maybe it's best to wait till like later on in the stream or something. So do it when you feel like it. Okay, I'll do it in October then. No, I don't know. I guess it always trying to do things as more efficiently as efficiently as possible. So realizing my YouTube chat is not up on the screen here. What's up, YouTube chat? Sorry, I typically, it's a bit weird, but I typically have YouTube chat up here because I can't deal with like 2 separate chats side to side on the same screen. I've got a really weird setup here. There we go. We'll get YouTube chat. It's not a competition, guys. It's not a competition. Stop being weird. I can love you both. All right? Yeah, but no, I just didn't have it up. I knew something was off today. Can't you mix the chats? They changed the rules like last week. It used to be against the rules to have the chats mixed. So I looked into some programs on it. I don't want to mess with it during TTL because I don't want to do any major changes to my overlays. It doesn't look good when you mix them because like Twitch has its own way of doing things and YouTube chat has their own way of doing things. So yeah, technically I am allowed to do that now, but I just don't think it would look very nice. So I'm guessing a lot of these apps that do it will probably make it look prettier because it's now allowed. So, but for a while there, we weren't actually allowed to do it as a Twitch partner. It was a weird rule, and people complained about it. And Twitch, to their credit, ended up acting and changing the rule there. So, but yeah, that's how that whole situation works. It was a nice little W for Twitch to do that. Good evening, R-Base. Flats, thanks for the raid. Welcome in. Hope you had a nice stream. Hello, Nice and Toasty. Thanks for the 6. We should have a draft very shortly here, guys, but we're just hanging out until the draft begins. I never know if the players are going to start a little bit ahead of time or right on time, so we'll just wait for everyone to fly in and hang out in the meantime. So, in my opinion, mixing chats doesn't work well for stream sizes like T90. Yeah, I don't know. I see the value of seeing both chats in the same chat. Like as the streamer, I see the value. But I want things to look nice. And so it just wouldn't look nice because Twitch and YouTube chat, like Twitch and YouTube chat graphically are just different. So we'll see. Oh my God, this is funny. Okay, so yesterday we had, I think it was yesterday, one of the days this week, we had somebody show up here in YouTube chat and say, T90, my wife doesn't like it when I win because she wants me to be a low elo legend. Okay? And I joked about that. I thought that was funny. He was like, my wife doesn't like it when I win because she wants me to be a low elo legend. Message from an account named Wife of a Low Elo Legend in chat right now. Says T90, I heard my husband told you I don't like it when he wins. To clarify, I support him and he has more fun at lower levels. So I cheer when he loses and stays my low elo legend. Your name is Wife of a Low Elo Legend. He can never get good now. I mean, sorry, that was rude. He can never get above 1,000 elo now. Damn. That's funny. What a username. Thank you for clarifying. It's all right. We didn't think you were a bad wife. We just make jokes. All right? We just make jokes. Oh, that's so funny. Did you just make this account or did this account exist? Can you tell us that? Like, did you make the account to clarify with us today, or has that been your account name for, you know, for weeks or months or something? I bet you she was like, oh, no. She's like, I can't have everyone thinking I'm a bad wife. Not supportive. That's great. El Mono, thanks for the 80 months. Damn. You are so old. I mean, I'm old. Sorry. You're perfectly young. Thank you. 80 months. Sheesh. Yeah, we're super close. So with our sub badges, everybody show off your badges right now. So we've got, the system goes AoE colors. So you go blue, red, green, yellow, all the way eventually to orange. So that would be 8 years, right? If you hit orange. And we have like 1 or 2 people out there who are just about to go into the 9th year, which is like, right? Because there's no 9th color in AoE 2. So that's gonna start popping up into the chat from a couple chatters. 80 months is still a while away from that, but crazy to think I've been streaming for that long and having people support for that long. It's ridiculous. But yeah. So I'm excited. I really like the badges, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm proud of them. So I look forward to that. You guys probably don't care as much as I do. You guys just want to show up and support the stream, but yeah, I want the badges to look fancy. All right, we got a map draft starting here. And there you go. What's MBL going to pick here, I wonder? I feel like MBL is not going to go for anything out of the box with his map pick. Probably just a land map. Simplify the game. I could see Valley from MBL, for example. Yeah, look at that Valley. It didn't really look that good on Valley last time, but I think that experience will probably lead to him playing a bit better this round. And Tato goes for bypass. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's go, baby. Both players can be very chaotic, but in very different ways. So, someone says, you're allowed to have a wife at low elo? Why did no one tell me? ? Yeah, apparently. Apparently there's no rules against that. Crazy, right? Yeah, I think bypass might be a little bit risky against MBL. That's a fair point. Because it can be so chaotic. But Tato, he's really good on that map. MBL is not really a player who likes arena-style maps. MBL also, he played Zimbabwe multiple times this tournament, so I think from preparation standpoint, Tato probably knows that MBL's not super prepped. He wants to play maps that MBL hasn't played yet. I don't think he's played bypass at all. So I like that for Tato. Not sure what game one's going to be. MBL banning most of the maps that incorporate water, which makes sense because Tato's so good on water. And, of course, for all the new water changes, too. That's still some adapting that MBL might not have done yet. Frau with 6 months says, I'm the wife of a low mid-elo AoE2 player. And I love telling him to slay and have fun whenever he plays. I started watching the stream because of him, and we watched together. Thanks, T90. Aww. That's so wholesome. That's so wholesome. Well, thank you. This is. I was expecting a joke at the tail end of that. You know, not that we don't allow wholesome messages, but I thought like I thought it was gonna be like T90, you suck at the end of the paragraph, but no, it was all super supportive. Thank you. That's cool. I like hearing that. It'll be Quarry game 1 here. So Quarry, Valley, Bypass. I was going to say 0 water on the maps. Technically, Valley does have a little bit of water, but you can't dock on it, so they'll get their Civ draft in here in just a moment. Then, okay. So we've got a copy pasta attempt. The copy pasta doesn't even make any sense. You're spamming a Dorito and saying spam this burrito to help Tatito. It's spam this Dorito to help Tatito. That's not even a burrito. You got it wrong, dude. It's not a burrito. Is there a burrito emote? What's MBL get? What does MBL rhyme with? Spam. God, MBL's rough to rhyme. Spam cereal to support MBL. Spam. I don't know. We'll work on it. All right. So we've got burrito and we've got Dorito for Tatito right now. All right, chat. Go ahead. That's fine. Get the energy up. Spam this seashell for MBL. I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. You could say Mibble. But I mean, what even rhymes with Mibble? Trickle? I don't know. But go ahead. We can get the mods. We can let them pasta it up a little bit right now. It's all good. We've got nothing else to do except look at the civs. Can we spam the Champy emote? Because that's the only time we're going to see the Champies. Let's see how fast MBL bans the Champies. Look at the zero hesitation Champy banner right now. Incas and Tupi gone within 2 seconds. Will he go for Muisca Mapuche right after? Oh, Mongols. Oh, he clicked the wrong one. MBL, it's the wrong M. You wanted Mongols. Mongols is good for you. It's all right. He made a mistake, I'm sure. I'm kidding. I mean, Mongols is a good band. Okay, Mongols, Chinese. All right, so, I mean, this has been my opinion the whole time. Incas and Tupi are by far the best for some of these hybrid maps, at least. Technically, though, I think Muisca is pretty good on arena-style maps. I think their monks are really good, right? So I'm pleasantly surprised, because I think it's just bad drafting strategy to make it clear that you're going to ban all the new civs from the jump. Because then your opponent just gets to get rid of your comfort picks. And Tata will be the first pick here. So if there's a civ that's strong, you might want to leave it. Obviously, there's lots of strong civs. And Tato is taking his time to think on it right now. God, what is that photo of me for the Champy emote? Like, is there a way to pull up the emote size and make it bigger to show chat? I'm trying to zoom in on it, and I don't know where that picture of my face came from. It's not a good look, man. I thought it was the Champy helmet that was doing it, but it's really not a good look. I look back here and, wow, MBL goes Cuman's first pick? Wow, interesting. That's something that Tato's kind of known for bypass, so I wonder if MBL just didn't want to ban it, and he's going to consider trying it himself. Itty Bitty says, I'm new to the competitive scene. Can someone explain how civs and maps get chosen round to round? I will give you the full draft tour right when this completes. How's that sound? I will break it down for you, provided that all of chat acts interested. All right? So everyone be on your best behavior. There's our maps. There's our civs. Obviously, tons of red squares up there, so I think it could be a little bit confusing. Let me explain, all right? So if you're new to the competitive scene, it's important to remember every tournament has a different drafting structure, so every tournament will be slightly different. Basically, This one's very... Dude. Huh? Nakode with 200 gifted subs? I said act interested. I didn't mean that interested in the Civ draft and the map draft. My God, what? Thank you very much. Say something, please. Like, if you type a message, I will look for it. My God. Okay. Jeez. He says, let's go MBL. All right. First time message on the channel as well. Dude, you're a legend, man. Thank you so much. Dodge is in chat. Holy. My God, I got to see if we have to do some giveaways on that one. That's insane. That is unbelievable. I am going to try and explain the draft here for the other first-time chatter, all right? So, up here shows the order, right? So, ban, ban, ban. So, basically, the way it works here is they each get one ban to start. So, the maps you really don't like, you get one ban. Then you each get one pick to pick your home map. Then there is a series of bans until there is one map remaining. That becomes your neutral map. So, it is like determined what map number 1 is going to be based on players' bans to whittle it down. So, it should be something in the middle, right? Then for Civs, again, it's different every tournament. But here you just basically have 6 bans, and then you have the picks. And the way it's ordered is to make it as fair as possible. So, you know, the person who gets the very first pick, for example, was Tato here. And then it gets 2 picks to MBL and then rotates back 2 to Tato. Does that make sense? So the idea is, with the way the order's set up, you have the fairest map pool because game 1 is the neutral. And then you each have a home map. And then with the Civs as well, the way that the bans and picks work is it should also be as fair as humanly possible. So that is essentially it. But I can't get over the fact that we just got 200 gifted subs here from Nakode. Thank you so much. Apparently a big MBL fan. We're about to talk about what this means to MBL. But yeah, that support is awesome. Stefan says, I thought it was down to 3 maps and then random. Yes, technically, you're correct. I'm glad you listened to me because that's a nice little detail. Yeah, technically you ban out until there's 3 maps remaining, and then it is random of which one becomes game number 1 for the season. So, all right, to the numbers we go. To the percentages we go. Again, talked about it before. You need to win this series if you're Tato and MBL, and you are likely in the playoffs, especially for Tato. If Tato were to win this 2-1, it is very likely he ends up in the 3rd place position, which would be playoffs. If MBL loses this, it's unlikely he's playoffs. But still technically possible in some weird way. MBL wins this, I wouldn't say it's guaranteed because he would be tied with Tato. But Tato does have Rapard in the final round, so with Rapard being only 1 player in the group, you would assume lots of wins on the table there for Tato. You could assume the same with MBL, though, against Lakes. So, now, if Tato were to sweep MBL today, okay, which I'd say there's a chance that happens, right? Maybe like a 5-10% chance. If that were to happen, then Licks beats MBL. Now you'd have to beat MBL 3-0. So again, maybe unlikely. Then MBL would be relegated now to Platinum League. So MBL can't lose bad today without having that final series be rather stressful. So that's essentially the breakdown. Barrels is likely second, Leary is likely first, and then Licks and Rapard likely last. It's like these 2 players are fighting over 3rd and 4th place. And yeah. T90, did you disable VODs? No, my VODs should be there. If you're not seeing VODs, it could be... I don't know. I don't have an answer. I didn't make any changes. I would say try a different browser or refresh. Maybe Twitch is being weird. So, I don't know. I'm guessing the VOD is there. So I would keep an eye out for it, and hopefully it pops up for you. So I don't see live replay nor the VOD for today. Okay, well, Hardy's saying it's there. So it probably will pop up. As for the VOD today, I mean, I've been live for 29 minutes. So there's not really much of VOD to look at. But for yesterday and the days before, it should still be there. Worst case, if it's not there for you, you could always check the extras channel in a couple hours because we have all our uploads going up there. So, still looking for questions. Any big questions from chats? Someone asking about Koreans. Well, Koreans were really good in the Empire Wars setting. Koreans are a bit more specialized for RM. It's amazing, but like you start in feudal age, you start with an established eco, certain civs become stronger or weaker. So for Empire Wars, they were very strong there for different reasons. But yeah, for here, we have seen Koreans be very strong mainly on hybrid maps. We don't have a single hybrid map here. So Koreans are not a civ that I would expect to be played. There's no water aspect, so the cheaper warships isn't as strong. And it's a little bit one-dimensional. If you try and just play towers on a land map like this, people have bonuses to stop that and know it's coming. So the surprise factor of the towers is kind of the biggest deal there. So, all right, game one's about to load in. And we will be into it. We are how many subs away from the next giveaway threshold? All right, we're a bit, but we're way closer than when we started the day. So yeah, we're about 200 subs away from the giveaways. Thank you again, guys, for all the primes and resubs. Gifted subs from Nicode was crazy. How do I say your name, by the way? Am I saying that right? Am I saying Nicode? Or is it like Cody? Let me know. Chat will tell you that I'll probably still get it wrong for the next 3 years, but on year 4, that's where it'll click for me. So 30 seconds till we're in. I expect... I don't know what to expect from this, to be honest with you. I think both players have just not had a really amazing season. I know just from like hearing MBL speak and watching MBL play, I think MBL hit a bit of burnout. So I don't think MBL's in a state right now where he's like super motivated. So we might not be seeing his best. I feel like Tato should look at this. He should like his chances to win. I think I would predict Tato wins this series. I think 2-1 for Tato. But usually these players produce really entertaining sets and are really close in the level that they bring. So it's just kind of what I'm feeling. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just add the flags in game, and we'll be into it, guys. Thanks for being here. Welcome in, everyone watching on YouTube and Twitch. I think I'm going to put Tato in the red. MBL in the blue for this one. That just makes a lot more sense with the flags. And here we go. So, we're in round 4 now, which feels like an important group for these two. Because we have to find out where on earth they're going. And I have actually forgotten what group they're in. So, it's either A or C. Is it this one? Nope, that's the wrong one. Forgive me. Forgive me. It was a 50% chance there. Pretty sure it's Group A. And so, I mean, there's Group C, though. That's cool to look at. Group A, yeah, we've got Tato sitting at 5 wins. We have MBL at 4. And so after this round, they'll both have 1 round remaining. And they'll be playing the bottom 2 players. So it's likely that they will get more wins. But with Tato being ahead right now, Tato winning this series would most likely put him into that 3rd place position, which would confirm that he goes playoffs. And so again, that's a big deal for me because when I think of Tato and MBL, I think of like top 10 players, top 12 players. Typically, they get into playoffs, they're very dangerous. And so they both are no stranger to deep runs. And so they've got to step it up. Like coming in with just 5 and 4 wins after 3 rounds is not exactly where they would have wanted to be. MBL's playing as the Portuguese. And then we've got Tato playing as the Malay. I like both these civs a lot. Very flexible civs for the Malay. It's usually about hitting the timings with their attacks when they advance faster to the next stage. And then for the Portuguese, it's just all their units being much cheaper on gold is very nice. And, I mean, the best players on this map have played towards the Imperial Age. And they have played defensive using their hill. Eventually you wall up. And you play bombard cannons. And if you could get to bombard cannons with Portuguese, with that unique tech, they are incredibly strong. So I think Tato tries to end the game before we get to Arquebus bombard cannons. And MBL will probably try and turn this into a game that becomes post-Imperial Age with lots of economy. So could be a long game. Could be a short game. We'll see. 5-on-1 for Tato, though, tells me we'll probably see an early barracks. And both players just pushing in their D right now. Royal, what's up? Thanks for the kind words. Says, long-time watcher, don't know how I missed you coming back to Twitch. Been watching you from the hospital. Thanks for all you do, man. You've helped me through some rough patches. Oh, man, Royal, that's sad to hear, of course, about the whole hospital situation. But Happy to help you through it. And yeah, I've been back on Twitch for 2.5 years now. So a little late to the party, but glad you could come back in. Thank you. Yo, overhyped paladin, thank you so much. Ooh, Tato. Oh man, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but he almost ran right into that TC. That scout was dodging the arrows like my Twitch chat is dodging the gifted subs from overhyped paladin right now. I like the walling from MBL here because he's expecting pressure and he knows that the full wall is probably going to get punished, so he's just walling to protect his berries. That's a really intelligent wall from MBL. And actually, he's walling back this way as well. Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, it might end up working out. He's still going to be pressured by man-at-arms, I'm guessing, but Tato hasn't made the militia yet. And Tato actually gets to see the walls are there too. All right, I'm wondering if MBL will play archers or what. MBL's typically the type of player to want to go to feudal age and then adapt from there. Let's not forget, though, guys, that there are the reeds over here. So there's 50 wood per reed. So if you want to, you can go over there and chop through that. And that has been a factor in some of these games. I like the scouting from Tato. I think he sees that and he's like, all right, well, that's bad for MBL's economy because he's investing villager time and resources into walling. So he's still probably going to be aggressive here, but he didn't make the militia at all. I don't think there's any... Ooh, wait a sec. Oh, there is a massive hole there for MBL. So, yeah, I mean, units can run right through. Now, Tato didn't scout that, right? Tato didn't scout that. You're just going to assume that your opponent's fully walled there. But, yeah, as of now, there is a gap there. And Tato adding a couple more villagers, then we'll probably click up to feudal age. MBL, I was assuming the same, but let's see. Yeah, so this is just something experienced players will do from time to time, but it's really uncommon. So he's going up 23 vills. This isn't a fat... Well, now, hold on. Now he's adding more vills. Even he seems undecided here, because he queued up feudal age and then canceled it. I'm still okay with it. If he goes up on 24 vills, he's not going up to castle age, but it's a really healthy eco. Like, when you invest into the walls like this, your villagers are walking around. It's not as smooth. I think MBL is just going to adapt to whatever pressure that Tata's going to send his way. He's expecting pressure. So the walls give you enough time, and the villagers give you enough resources to still have a smooth economy. But I think Tato also is just maybe not going to pressure him. Tato makes it to feudal age. Tato will get bowsaw or double bit and horse collar. And yeah, Tato's just like, all right, I'm not going to overinvest against your walls when you're as good as defending as you are. And for MBL, maybe he will try and work this into a fast castle. We'll see. Again, hole is there. MBL has loom. You would assume that he could check that and find that hole. And okay, there we go. Speaking of, luckily he wasn't attacked, right? Like if Tato knew that was there, or even if he didn't, he would probably find it pretty quickly. Yeah, so Tato's just going to feudal boom. And you see this on arena-style maps at times. You see it on Hideout. You see it on Arena. This isn't quite like that because you have to work your way towards the walls, but he's got his walls down. And if he wants to make army and castle age, it'll probably be range units. But, you know, no pressure dished out to MBL. MBL goes market and blacksmith now. See how his resources aren't perfect for castle age? He was expecting to, if he needed to flex into a barracks or an archer range or something, to have healthy economy to get eco upgrades and do it. But because he hasn't been pressured, because there's been no additional investment into the defense, no harassment, he might be able to use the market and still go up here at a solid time. And then maybe he pressures. I don't know. Yeah, buys the food, uses the market, and gets the gold. And there he goes. All right. I'm wondering, is MBO just like blindly scouting his base right now? Man, my cat is not happy. I think he found out that he just realized I'm working today. He probably looked at the calendar and was like, wait a second, there's not supposed to be TTL today. I'm supposed to have at least 1 hour napping on my dad today. And now I'm streaming and he's outside the room right now, just moo, acting like my life is horrible, moo. He's so moody, dude. Must be confusing because it does. I'm just like, he's like, Dad, why is Dad in the room just like talking? Is he trying to talk to me? So I do feel bad for him, but he's got such a cushy life. You know, he can be so dramatic sometimes. He gets treats and has these excellent cat trees, has the excellent toy that's on the emote. He's a very moody boy. So. But yeah, MBL didn't actually do a lot of scouting this game. Okay, he just did. Never mind. He moved forward. He saw the archery range. So now he knows that Tato will probably come with some army. But honestly, if MBL just plans around a siege workshop and town centers, I think that's fine. You know your opponent will likely go archers. You're in Castle H faster. I really like how MBL's played this. And market will be used by Tato, so Tato can have a competitive Castle Age time. Tato can still just boom. Like, this could be no army from Tato. This could just be 3 town center boom from both. And if MBL were to add a siege workshop, let's say right now, like, that's investment into military, which might not do anything. There goes MBL with the villagers. Tato scout is here, and Tato will see the siege workshop. And also see the monastery. So I think that's important for Tato to know. The second town center is going up for MBL on the stone, which means it could be a long-term plan to drop a castle, but that's not a guarantee. And now Tato's super heavy on stone. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, Tato's expecting an all-in push. That's what that is. And he wants to play either tower defense or castle defense against this pressure. It brings the spearman forward. There's also 1 archer. I don't think it'll be long-term investment at all for Tato. I think he just wanted to have a little bit of army just to poke the scout down, or maybe a monk. But yeah, it'll be Mangonel, Scorpion, and a couple monks for MBL. Tato makes it to Castle Age now. Crazy Castle Age times. That's what the melee could do. You can go for the feudal boom with both eco upgrades and still get up before 16 minutes after walling. And Tato's looking for the monk. And MBL actually ejects the monk as well, which is surprising. I thought he would show some patience there, but Tato dives. Well played, Tato. And imagine the value he can get here. If he blocks a little bit, he could maybe kill the scout. Okay, scout's moving around. MBL won't lose the siege. Luckily, I guess what you could do is you could just say, like, well, whatever, I'm Portuguese. Like, let the monk die. Scout's super valuable, though. 2 HP. Spearman will die to the town center. Monk can heal up the scout, which is actually very nice. Tato can't do the same. And Tato's still expecting lots of pressure here, guys. Honestly, though, MBL's economy has seen better days. He's housed. This is classic MBL. Like, drops the houses in what should be his farming eco. He does kill the scout, though. He will get a relic. And then we have the castle here from Tato. But that is a castle you place if you're a little terrified. It doesn't protect the town center that much, but Karambits could be a really nice unit of choice. Maybe he's trying to hide the castle so he can go Karambit warriors to clear all this. But Tato skipped the blacksmith, so he didn't have that, meaning he can't go for an immediate siege workshop. One of those weird things about AoE. Blacksmith upgrades don't apply to siege, but in order to build a siege workshop, you still have to have your blacksmith up. It's also like the mill and the market situation is also really confusing. You need to have a mill before you can build a market. I don't know, guys. I kind of like MBL's position right now. He's got 2 town centers. He's got some relics. I'm not sure about the second monastery. I think if your opponent's going Karambits, you probably don't need to make that many more monks. But a combination of this much siege plus a couple monks, especially because MBL's really good at controlling the siege, this could be very good for him. Karambit's rolling on in. MBL needs to pay close attention to that. Pulls the villager away, but I think that should be a deadville. So again, a little wasteful. Tato's got the second town center. Tato's still pretty heavy on stone. And Tato doing the right thing here. Instead of engaging this, he's just going this way, where more siege and monks will be coming. And MBL is just going to escort this monk home. And hope to get the relic. I like getting the relics home. You don't want the relics in the middle. The middle's really vulnerable in this map. I'm still wondering the direction this game can go. Because, like, Tato's making rams, so that's lots of army. MBL's banking up stones, so that means lots of army. But the Karambits, I mean, they just get completely flat in there. Oh, man, this could be funny. MBL converts the full HP one, and the other one was one little tickle away from death. All right, so the Karambits have done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing here. MBL's eco upgrades are coming in. Maybe a little late there, but that's still fine. And I'm shocked that Tato's going for rams here. I don't think this is going to work at all. Like, I think his plan is to choo-choo his way in towards the mangonels. And you get rid of the mangonels, maybe you can have enough Karambits in there to escort. Like, this is either going to be a masterpiece or a disaster piece, right? No in between. The positive is it could straight up win you the game because MBL's also coming to drop a castle. Get the emotes going, guys. We had so many gifted subs today. You guys should have it. Here we go. Choo-choo! Okay, Mangano shot from the darkness. Takes down one. MBL's looking at this like, huh? Like, what do I even do here? He's definitely very confused by this. He's getting atonement to convert monks, which isn't even helpful. And he's building a defensive castle. Okay, so he's bailing on the forward castle idea. To be honest, this has worked out for Tato because MBL's confused. Nice shot there from MBL. More Karambits coming in. MBL is to convert with the monks. He ends up clearing that. Loses a couple monks. But his monastery is going to go down. So he won't have the relics anymore. He'll make organ guns, which is a great unit here. But what a crazy game, man. Let's keep in mind, still 2 town centers for Tato. Still an army from MBL in the middle. Tato's going to be through. What do you do, though, when you see the castle and the organ gun? Do you just go to the middle again? Technically, you could try and take the castle. All right, he's going for the house. Against MBL, that's a good strategy. But now MBL is going for a gate. The Rams could get walled in there. MBL could build a house and block the Rams off. Okay, Karambits hop out. There's also the middle. And in the middle, MBL's clearing that. There's so much happening. There's more Rams here. I'm still not sure if this is good or bad, but it's chaotic. And that's what these two can bring to the table. Maybe it's good. Like, MBL's eco is super idle. The Rams still aren't dead yet. It can actually escape as well. And then the Rams are pushing here to take down the Scorpions. There, MBL snipes a monk with a scout. Rams are still choo-chooing around. I mean, this is... What on earth is this game? Rams and Karambits have actually kind of worked here for Tato to clear up the middle. He also could take down the siege workshop. Hey, look at him push the organ guns back with the Rams. Damn. I mean... It wasn't just a straight-up game winner, and Rams are still really expensive, and you still do eventually have an issue against the organ guns. But at least he got the middle back. Tato drops his 3rd town center. And Tato will think about a castle in the middle. But I don't know. Organ guns are still worrying. MBL can just rebuild his monastery and his siege workshop. Organ gun should completely flatten Karambits. And these Rams are all super weak. So this Ram Karambit spam thing, I just don't know. I think Tato would either need monks or he'd need mangonels for these organ guns now. But Tato will build a 2nd castle. MBL's no stranger to this Ram Karambit thing, because he did the same thing against Barros in the group stage, which I just am remembering now. Wishbear says, I remember when T90 said there's no way the Rams would work. I didn't expect them to do that well, but let's just see, all right? Don't get all judgy now. Very judgy there from Wishbear. I still wonder how long-term can this actually work. I feel like organ guns will kill this pretty quickly here. Tato obviously wants to use the mobility, but with the mangonel and the organs, I'm pretty certain the Rams will start to get flattened here. And once they do, the Karambits just get cooked. Yeah, that'll be 1 Ram down. Bye-bye Karambit warriors. And now the next Ram is just going to follow. And then it should be bye-bye Karambit warriors. They're able to get away. Yeah, now the Ram is dead. Now the Karambits die. And that's kind of how I expected it to go. But, I mean, the positive for Tato would be It's a lot of work for MBL. He is on 3 town centers, and MBL is only on 2. But MBL has managed the 2 very nicely. And he can soon build a castle in the middle, and he'll have the 3 relics. You just can't go karambits anymore. What a smart decision from MBL to build that castle at home, though. Because he was fully about to build the castle in the middle. Excellent decision to build the safe castle. And what the... Dude. Yeah, maybe back up a little bit. My God. Okay, he didn't know that Tato had that castle there. But I was just applauding him for placing a safe castle, and then he places that castle. Now, I think you've got to like your situation a lot here for MBL. You have the middle locked down. You're taking some really nice fights. I would just... Yeah, that's a good castle. It's far away from any trebs up against the Malay. You just do need to play patient here. You play towards your late game upgrades with the Portuguese. A forward castle against the Malay when they can so quickly go to Imp would be a real issue here. What in God's name is this? We have 3 additional town centers from MBL. And is selling off some stone and resources so we can get heavy plow. He's going to go for a mega boom. Very MBL timing to everything this game, right? Like the way he walled, the way he's played with the military. I think other people typically have a little bit more precise timings, but if MBL can cook, he's one of the best there is, man. And Tato able to take down the Scorpion. And Tato... He does have the outpost on the side. So does MBL. MBL... Ooh! Ooh, Tato's through. He actually chopped through. And he does... he does have a ram coming. Look at this from MBL's perspective. Just watch. Okay, hold up. Hold up. He's attacking the outpost. Tato's attacking the outpost, Vil. Tato has dropped the gate. Trapped the villager. So the villager can't see it. Well played from Tato. And then, I mean, choo-choo! Here comes another ram. And that's annoying for MBL. Now MBL has to worry about the middle. He also has to worry about the outside. I still don't think it's terrible for him because it should be easy to clear up. But it's a nice distraction for Tato. And Tato's about to hit Imp. I'm just surprised that MBL decided to go for 3 more town centers. I mean, that's... Sure, that's a lot more villagers, but that's a lot more food investment that delays your Imperial Age time. I feel like this ram is lost. Like, there was no GPS back then, you know? You're just given a map. In this case, a very outdated map. There he goes again. All the villagers are going to die. I mean, maybe the ram will get a kill or 2. All Tato really cares about, though, is keeping MBL here. And choo-choo! Choo-choo! Ram's going to die. Tato's getting chemistry, though. And Tato's making more karambits. Tato still has an incredible economy. And Tato will probably make bombard cannons. Choo-choo! This is so stupid. I mean, I say stupid just because it's funny looking, but it's actually really smart for Tato. Because it must be so annoying for MBL. MBL assumes this is just going to die. And look at it go, dude. Look at it go. All right, finally the ram will die. Meanwhile, we got more karambits over here from Tato. And those karambits are dead. MBL's got a ridiculous organ gun count, but if Tato could pressure him here and make bombard cannons, organ guns can't deal well with the long-range siege. That is how you counter the organ guns, is siege. Mangonels could still work, but especially bombard cannons because you have the range. And Tato already got chemistry. MBL needs Imp. He needs Imp like yesterday at this point. But he places another defensive castle. It should be 4-1 with relics because there's a relic over here. And siege engineers for Tato. And oh man, what a castle. Tato knows that this is going to get really dangerous at a certain point, and he has to start to push these castles down. Look at how many vills he's bringing to this. It's a little risky to start it with the 3 vills, to be honest. I think if you start it with all 25, MBL doesn't react in time. MBL's going to try and engage here. There is still no bombard cannon here. There's 2 mangonels, and then there's the karambits. Good micro from both players there. Castle's being built this entire time, though. And that's fine for Tato. Yeah, that's perfect for Tato, actually. Because the castle fully protects the area. MBL engaged and loses some organ guns. And now MBL is going to be under pressure repairing this castle. thought MBL is playing so well, but the difference in the imp time between he and Tato is incredible. That cannot, you know, eco-wise, it's been a very close game, but what a castle from Tato. Bombard cannons are out. MBL has to wait another 70 seconds until he gets chemistry, so his castle will go down. MBL needs to brace himself and turtle up, but he does have 2 castles. Ooh, Tato also chopped through here, so he wants more raids. Now, he's still done a really nice job at placing these castles. The raids should not do too much. But what you could do is you could go for full-on siege pushes at a certain point if you're Tato. Like, you see this, walk in with cannons, drop a castle there, and pressure. And he'll find out the castle's there, and Arquebus is already on the way for MBL. So, yeah. I think he's going to stop with the organ guns because it's tough to justify just 2 castle organ gun production. Maybe I'm wrong. He does have 18 of them. But Arquebus would apply to the bombard cannons. It also applies to any form of gunpowder. He's going to make a lot of it. Tato's going for Elite Karambit Warrior. I can't believe he's going for Elite Karambit still. I thought we'd see skirmishers or archers or something. But he is still going to continue with the Karambits. Smart from MBL. He's backing away with the relics because he knows he'll lose more ground. So he actually saves 2 of the relics at least. Third one is right there. And Siege Engineers 2 for MBL, which adds the extra range to the siege. And it will be hand cannons for MBL with bombard cannons. But Tato has definitely used the mobility on both sides. I think exactly what we just said is going to happen. Tato is going to attack through the middle, but that's where he's expecting the most pressure. So he will try and raid on the sides while distracting MBL in the middle. I think it's a good strategy, but this does get really dangerous because you're increasing the amount of multitasking you need to have, and you're up against Arquebus now. So very easy to look away and have all your bombard cannons die. As I say that, though, Tato snipes one. Tato loses one as well, though. And Karambits are just going to get melted. The benefit of the Karambit is that it's cheap, so they're kind of throwaway units. Apologies to any very low HP units out there who typically work in numbers and are currently watching the stream with your friends. Sorry, but you're disposable here. But Tato's banking up some rams. He doesn't get siege ram with this Civ. But I wonder if MBL's aware of this. Ooh, man. Bombard cannons going, organ guns going down. I mean, MBL saw the Siege Workshop Foundation, but he doesn't see the rams. And Tato knows he's about to be spotted, so he's going to make a move. Just as MBL is coming to the middle with the castle. All right, here we go again, guys. Choo-choo! I actually think it's really good against gunpowder. Before, I wasn't too sure, but now that you get capped ram, and they're not elite organ guns, I think you can get him pretty close. It soaks up a lot of that damage. MBL will have to attack with villagers, probably. And if he attacks with villagers, the Karambits can hop out. Meanwhile, MBL could be distracted in the middle. That's a lot of repairs from MBL. He does still have the organ guns. There are more rams coming in. No push from MBL. Actually, as I say that, look at Tato's micro right there. That is insane. That is all a setup. The rams and the Karambits gave him that fight. That is unbelievable play from Tato. And this is unbelievable damage as well. There's still rams coming in. There's a trebuchet here too. Tato has been on fire today. I don't know if he'll take the castle, but I know he's killing MBL's eco. And I know that MBL might have some issues here too. MBL does go for elite organ gun, but he's sending villagers after this treb. And even if he takes down the treb, he's still losing so many villagers. He won't even take it. And meanwhile, Tato is just banking up all this gold in the middle, teching into some other things, and has the trebuchets for this castle in the middle. That was costly for MBL. Wow, I love that, man. Like, Tato's so good at that. Use a fight in one area to set up the other. But, Karambits! Yeah, I mean, that's still a concern. The concern is if you don't have the rams with your Karambits, they are just awful. And MBL still has the 4 relics. MBL still could maybe stabilize this side. He hasn't lost ground yet. And the hand cannons and the organ guns are looking pretty damn strong. Now Tato's going to switch into some range units of his own. But that could still be a problem against organ guns and bombard cannons. So that's not so easy. And he loses another treb. Here he comes again. Choo-choo! I mean, MBL just sunk 1,000 stone into repairing that castle, and he still might lose the castle. And Tato continues to send in units. He will not stop. And yeah, he's losing some units, but he's killing a lot, and the castle goes down, guys. So that whole push was more than worth it. Look at MBL repair now. MBL's got 59 villagers repairing his castle. They need to lay off some people in this economy. There's not enough jobs. This looks like he's repairing a wonder in a community game, and there's a countdown with like 5 years remaining. Like, oh my god. But Tato's still losing a lot, but Tato's still producing a lot too. Can he keep his siege alive? He snipes the Trev from MBL. I mean, MBL's population's still good. But guys, I think there's a sign of nerves. He's got 159 vills. He actually doesn't have anything on gold. This would be the only gold he can take. Meanwhile, Tato's been mining all this gold freely. MBL will come this direction and lose a couple units to the castle there from Tato. And another choo-choo from Tato. Again, Katie's just been absolutely awful for him. But his units are super cheap. So, it's fine. Tato saving his bombard cannons there too. Could have easily lost 2. Where did the ram go? Oh, there's the ram. This is annoying, man. Like, this is really annoying if you're MBL. MBL is dropping stables and going for upgrades to go for light cav, which makes sense because he doesn't have a lot of gold income. But I don't think light cav actually solved the answers here, or solved the problems. I don't know if it's the answer, because the karambits can kill light cav. What's becoming the issue for MBL is he's soon going to have no siege again. Like, the organ guns just aren't enough, and he doesn't have the castles to produce them. We have another castle from Tato here to take his gold, and Tato just keeps pushing him in. We could actually get to a state where Tato's out of gold. There's not that much remaining. He's only got 6k left in the middle, and he only has 1 relic. Would be a pretty ridiculous game if he does run out of gold. But he does have gold in his base, which he has scouted. So a couple villagers go there, and he's got the gold. And yeah, Tato finally breaks the front line. Only 6k sounds like a stupid statement. I'm sure everyone here, type a 1 in chat if you would like to have 6k gold right now. That'd be nice. But in a game like this, man, when he's lost 300 units, when a bombard cannon is 250 gold... If the fights are competitive from MBL, that gold could disappear pretty quickly. I just don't know if it's going to, guys. MBL doesn't have any map control anymore. He's starting to lose his town centers. And just so methodical from Tato. And I would just say it's just the setup play. And it was through the Rams and the Karambits. The right side cut was awesome. The left side cut was awesome. Like, Tato... He knew that MBL would have the superior army if they were fighting in the same spot all the time. This is just so chaotic from Tato, and MBL just... I thought he had a good thing going here, but his Imperial Age time was just so late. MBL's monks have redemption. I think he wants to convert these bombard cannons, but he can't be out there because there's just too much army. He's backed away into his base. He's starting to spam light cav. He's getting his upgrades, but again, is light cav going to solve the problem when there's Arbalest and Karambit warriors from Tato? Look at Tato's bombard cannons too. He micros them off the castle and onto the organ guns. MBL will lose his last castle. His population still 185, so that's really high. The amount on food and wood is actually really impressive, but he doesn't have anything on gold, and the relics are right there as well. It's the first game. It's a warm-up game. MBL doesn't want to tap out yet. No one wants to resign at 190 pop, right? Except for Twitch chat, apparently, but we're way less focused on having to manage the game than MBL is at the moment. He's doing what he can to hold. But, yeah, I just don't see it. I think the army count is just simply too high for Tato. Yeah, sure, he misclicked some Malay cav archers, but... He'll have more army coming in. He's got Trebs on the side, which MBL will notice now. And Tato's still mining that gold in the middle. That's almost gone. He would need to notice this gold on the outside. But I think it's safe to assume that he will probably find it. I think what Tato could do here is actually just buy a castle where a bunch of towers and just fully tower the front. MBL's still holding on with these organs. And the organs were strong. The organs were a great choice. But any unit that he wanted to complement the organ guns was simply too late because of the difference in the Imperial Age time. And that castle from Tato to push down MBL's castle when he did, when he actually had very little, was really impressive. Because that was before he had Elite Karambit Warrior and the skirms that we see now. Yeah, like, MBL had the superior bombard cannons and lost the bombard cannon fights because of Tato's side attacks. That's just sick. It's amazing. And you can't even be that critical of MBL. It makes sense that he wouldn't be able to focus because he's getting attacked with random Rams and Karambits at points you just never expecting to be attacked. And I think this is where MBL does tap out. He's officially broken. The Town Center will fall. The Relics will fall. His bombard cannons and his organ guns get cleared up. And game one, going to go to Tato. We'll have MBL's home map be Valley, a map that last week he did lose on. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but there is a chance. This season's been a bit weird for some established players. There is a chance if MBL doesn't get some wins today that he might not be able to stay in Platinum League. He would need to deliver in the final round. I'm still going to say that MBL is going to turn it around. I thought he played well overall, but that was a bit of a masterpiece from Tato. He made 406 Karambits this game. 406. He lost he lost like 350 of them. But that's a lot of military. I want to know how many Rams he made too. Unfortunately, this only shows top 3, but he just made a lot of military this game. That was super cool, though. Very rarely do you see someone use the sides like that on this map. And he did it on both sides. He stole this gold. He castled over here. This was the key because this is early imp. And then in the middle, he was able to take all the gold there as well. You know what I also like from Tato? He really wanted to attack MBL in Dark Age and Feudal Age. And he just said, you know what? MBL's set up to defend for me here. So I'm just not going to. I'm just going to boom. And then he attacked later. I thought that was really intelligent. MBL had a ridiculous KD, but he never had the food in Gold Eco, and eventually just ran out of units. GG. Wishbear, thank you. He says, since you called me judgy, you can have a sub, but the Rams did work in delaying MBL's timing. Yeah, of course. I honestly think there's a very strong argument, though, that if MBL had kept a close eye on the sides of his base, that he never loses the middle, right? Like that one Ram going through on the left side, if MBL just stone walls there, MBL pulled all that army from the middle to the north to chase down one Ram. I think we saw evidence that the Karambits and the Rams do go down relatively quickly if you can focus, but MBL just got completely baited out of position there. I think that was actually the critical moment. Prior to that, I was kind of like, I don't know if Tato's getting the fights he wants. But yeah, it just takes the focus away from the opponent, which is so cool. All right, so quick ad break. Thank you, Wishbear, for the resub. Thank you, Sunny PP, for the 53 months with the resub. Thomas, thank you. Hold the Boar, Mad Balt, Backy, Searis, thank you all for the support. We are, we only have one set today. It's a big one, obviously. We are a little bit away from the next giveaway goal. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, the numbers, and they're in the next game, so I'll hop right into it. But the numbers say right now, the chance that MBL gets relegated is growing. I still consider unlikely. But if he were to lose the next game, if he were to lose the next 2 games, very unlikely MBL makes top 3. That's the goal for Tato at the moment, is confirm playoffs. MBL needs to turn it around. And he's actually choosing to play bypass next. So this would be Tato's home map, and they're going for bypass, which they're allowed to do, but that's a little surprising. Might be like some type of civ strategy or something, or maybe MBL feels really comfortable on it. I don't know, but he's gonna use Tato's strat. Tato did this for years, and MBL first picked it as well. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys. So for those that have followed Tato over the years, Tato is like the player who's been known for picking humans on close maps, and he would very frequently go tower rush into a 2TC boom. But on the Civ draft, MBL picked humans first, even though this was Tato's home map. And after losing the first game, we go to bypass, and MBL plays humans. This is the only Civ that can build a second town center in feudal age. That is an obvious bonus, which typically means they get pressured because the opposing Civ wants to deny that opportunity. But, like, it's because it's so obvious that someone would go 2TC boom with humans. Usually the very best players just don't do it because the opponent would crush them. So my guess is MBL is going to try a tower rush along the front and then maybe drop the second town center as well. At the moment, the Zebra is trolling MBL. But yeah, we'll see. Technically, MBL could also just not go for the second TC. It could all be mind games. But there's no way, like, when you pick this Civ, you can't just hope to mind game your opponent when they also have really good bonuses that they're going to be using for their Civ. Like, the Khmer can skip through the ages without having to research their buildings. Like, that's a really nice bonus that Tata will use. Just picking humans and not going for a second TC would be... It would feel off to me. So... Where do you build it, though, chat? Like, when you go for the second TC. Because if you build it at home, your villagers get to work right away, which is awesome. And then your villagers are safe. They're not on the outside get picked off. But if you get pushed through the middle with siege or something, then both your town centers are there for the taking. We had somebody lose their entire base as humans. They were up against Celts, and they ended up going from 2 TCs here to 2 TCs out here. And then the Celt player built 2 town centers in their base. That was super funny. I mean, it was disastrous. The second I saw humans against Celts, I knew it was going to be a problem. But I don't know. I think there's an argument to not build the second TC here. Because this is just putting everything in the same spot. It just makes it so easy for Tata to pressure. They're not that far away. Yeah, now some of my mid and low elo fans will mention you also can go for Rams with this Civ. So feudal age Rams is an option. Now, Ret's usually pretty expensive. But technically, MBL could have picked it to go for feudal age Rams. I don't know. I just think MBL this season is very much in, like, send it mode, right? I don't think he's prepared. I mean, he talked about it the other day. He was a bit burnt out after trying to qualify for Red Bull. Obviously, Red Bull's happening in a month, too. So that could be in his mind. MBL's not full-time AoE anymore, either. He works his job, and so I just think MBL... I think his aspirations are just obviously stay platinum, but... The reason I bring it up is I don't think MBL's in a state right now where he's like, yeah, man, let's push for top 4. I think he's like, all right, let's play our games and give it my best. Humans is a very just like straight up send it mode. I think there's strong arguments that if it's not something MBL has practiced a lot, that maybe it could be seen as a poor pick, but again, it's mind games. He's going to gold right now, which is not what you would expect. There's no way he's going to go for Rams, right? Gold would make me think Rams. Wood would make me think Rams. Could be archers? Maybe archers? Gurnesis says, I keep hearing Celts, but it shows Khmer, which is a question mark. Well, you must not have heard the part where I was referring to another game where there was Celts. So I'm just relating. I'm just relating the experiences we had. The only other game I can remember where humans was played this season was Celts. The Celt player pushed the middle, Scorpions and Rams. And so that could be what Tato's thinking at the moment. He's added the farms. I know he has very little on wood, but you really don't need the buildings with Khmer. So this is definitely some type of fast castle from Tato. And now barracks from MBL. So humans do have the cheaper archer ranges and stables. I would assume that this is going to be archers and maybe a tower rush through the middle. Maybe. But the more you commit to archers, the more you commit to towers, the more you delay your town center. So, like, you can't do all those things and still 2 TC boom. So, I don't know. I honestly have no clue. Does MBL know? I'm sure he does. And Tato goes to golds. Been a bit since I've seen a straight fast castle from Khmer. Tato's eco looks like he could manage it, but to be honest, I think he's going to have to add a couple vills. And all right, MBL's up. So Tato will just be waiting to see, is there going to be a tower here? He doesn't see anything yet. MBL's just simply attacking the gate. And we have double archer range and a blacksmith from MBL. No eco upgrade. This might be Rams. This might be Rams, guys. Obviously, you think blacksmith for blacksmith upgrades, but the main reason high-level players don't go for the Rams is because you need the blacksmith before the siege workshop. And then you need the siege workshop. And then you need the Rams. And it's just so much wood. He doesn't even have the food for blacksmith upgrades. I think he's just for the siege workshop. Oh my god. All right, let's see. Notice he has no wood. He can't even make an archer yet. He has no food for fletching. He might idle his town center for fletching. Like, a lot of what we're seeing from MBL is just completely seen as unacceptable at a high level. No eco upgrades. Idling your town center. Oh, man. Rams are so much wood, dude. Give me the wood. Ah, no wood. Ah. It's pretty painful that he hasn't been able to spend right now, but when he does, there's going to be a ram here. And Tato is now not expecting any army. Tato doesn't have loom, guys. No loom is a big deal. No loom is a huge deal because there's archers here with fletching, and then there's going to be a ram too. Tato's woodline and his gold is here. If Tato would have pre-queued loom, it would be different. You could maybe go for something. You can't even go for a tower either. Or like the market. Oh, great thought, Tato. Until choo-choo. MBL's like, how's it feel, bro? How does it feel? I think Tato should be completely cooked here. Honestly. No loom? Are you kidding? No way. And still 50 seconds away until he's up. I mean... That's unbelievable, dude. Nobody expects it. And because nobody expects it, it makes it brilliant. Sure, MBL hasn't produced villagers for a whole 2 minutes, but he's here to kill. And Tato's pushed off of every resource. Tato could build his own siege workshop here in a moment, but being pushed off your wood line and your gold is just horrible. MBL's probably laughing right now. I can't believe it. Loom is on the way for Tato now. There's the siege workshop. MBL might immediately try and ram that down. Taking down the market's pretty critical. Guys, Tato might not have the wood for Mangano. Okay, he's about to get loom. He's attacking the ram. The archers are out of position for MBL. He has to repair his ram. Tato needs the wood for Mangano. He gets it. Tato into the houses with the Khmer bonus. That's sick. It's actually really well done. This could have been so much worse for Tato. Tato can still win this game. And I actually think leaving, going to the outside could be an idea. What great damage control from Tato. Let's see. Can he get the Mangonel out? He has to repair. This will be the only one he gets. And the siege workshop staying up is important too. Mangonel appears. Ram could go down. You kind of damage your own siege workshop though. And Tato actually does damage his own siege workshop a little bit, I think. It would have probably gone down anyways. And now MBL is going to build a stable there. Which is just... I mean, well, it's very apparent to the opponent what you're doing if you build it in their base. Maybe he didn't see the palisade wall. Yeah, he doesn't see that palisade wall. That's actually really unfortunate. I like to point out MBL's economy. There's no farms. He's dropping the second TC, which will take some time to build. So this whole, like, make scouts thing... It isn't actually that achievable with villager production, but my god. Again, this is send it mode. This is chaos mode. I respect the energy. He will have another scout here, and he has his original scout. Tato is going to drop a tower on the woodline and the gold so he can take his res again. And Tato saw the stable, so he has to be very careful here. Takes down the ram. Villager's still alive, though. The scouts definitely make it awkward. And, of course, there's no siege workshop for Tato because he lost the siege workshop. So, yeah, Tato's in a rough spot. This was nice, though. The fact that he's on the gold on the outside is really nice. I don't know if MBL sees that, but MBL must sense it. He doesn't see many villagers here anymore. And oh my goodness, that shot was dirty from Tato. And MBL is not attacking the gate with the archers. Villager is super weak. She's 2 HP. 2 HP in a dream. She's trapped behind enemy lines. Oh, the shot from Tato. Wow, it kills the archers. Nice attack rounds with the Mangonel, and he also killed the villager as well. My god. And now he builds another siege workshop. This is back to what we said before, though. Now you're 2 TCs in an area that could be pushed. What a game. I would just play Scorpions now. There's no need for Mangonels. You needed the Mangonels against the Rams. Tato should play full Scorpion. But Mangonel needs to survive. And oh god, MBL's micro. MBL's micro. He gets it. He gets it. Well played. That was costly. It's just so weird, right? MBL doesn't... Tato didn't have enough vills underneath the TC. Yeah, you do want to push MBL as quickly as possible, but you can't allow these vills to die. It might be too late now. I was just going to say maybe Tato could escape to the food. But look at MBL. MBL's like, I know you're out there somewhere, and I'm hunting you down. He's got archers around both angles. We've had games where someone had sent army to one side and missed something that's over there. So I like that MBL's looked. If he finds these villagers, Tato, I guess, would have to come home. Tato going to re-wall the choke point, which makes a lot of sense. Still massing the Scorpions, who also go for a ram. The scouts are pretty weak here for Tato, so I wouldn't... or for MBL, so I wouldn't expect much. And these are 8-range Scorpions. So they actually outrange the Mangonels. And MBL's forever feudal here, so... MBL's archers still looking around. MBL's archers here still looking around. But here comes Tato. And it's Tato's turn now. MBL does have a nice villager lead. He is actually making his own ram, which I guess could be used to ram the Scorpions. Tato will know that that's a ram, though, because you can't make a Mangonel in feudal age, only the rams. And they're... What is happening this series, man? We are seeing that there's just been so many random rams in this play all 3 so far. What's the final map? I'm hearing word it's ram nothing. Oh wow, I didn't know he had that in the map pool. I don't even remember what the final map is. I think it's MBL's home map, whatever it is. I mean, that was smart. That was smart. But now his ram's gone down, and now his villagers are here, and I'm just worried he's just going to straight up die to Scorpions. But then again, there's still this. Tato pre-placed this house. Remember that. That'll become important in a second. I think MBL might be dead. Because you just cannot stop this many Scorpions when you're in feudal age. And he doesn't have the food eco for a lot more scouts. Nor can he actually get the scouts in there because the gate's there again. Watch this from Tato. He pre-places that house. He knows that MBL could come out. And he goes, whoop, through the house and back this way. That's so sick. That is so freaking cute, man. And of course, he already has the tower here, so he can come in no problem. He does have a ram exposed. And again, these aren't cheap. So MBL's attacking and blocking. That's good work from MBL. But at home, he's got problems. He's got big problems. And his buildings are starting to get taken out. There's also a stable from Tato, so he's got knights now, too. They won't have many upgrades, but still. And MBL is stuck making rams to try and defend from Scorpions. Which I don't think is going to work very well. That first time was funny because it's so rare. But Tato's wise to it now. And you're booming exactly where the pressure is. This is where all your villagers are being born. It's a real shame. You don't get to choose where you're born. This is not where I would want to end up. I mean, Tato's played it perfectly. He's brought the villagers in here to repair. He's got the knight. He's got the Scorpions. He'll understand everything that I'm saying. That it is. This means that MBL will never be in Castle Age. Now, MBL's attacking back with the Vills. Tato just needs patience here. Hope the Scorpions get the kills. He probably just needs to back up and repair for a little bit. Now, MBL is out here, so he does have some economy expanded, so that's really nice. He also should maybe look around for Tato a bit more, but maybe he knows that Tato is just in here. Sorry, looked away. It looked like Tato lost one ram there, which is pretty costly. But yeah, feudal units just do not do very well against these scorpions, unfortunately. Unless you had a lot of scouts, but MBL only has 12 on food. Like, he's still seeding farms here, too. I'd be, like, seeding farms anywhere but here. But it's easy to say that. Because, honestly, it's a state where if you lose your base, you're probably dead, regardless of how many villas you send away. Archer's there from MBL, sneaking underneath the tower. Tato kills that, too. And Tato is going for the TC. And Tato's got more rams, and he's got the scorpions, and he's got the villagers. 3 villagers repairing the rams. And the knight is attacking the ram on this side. This is insane from Tato. He should have been dead. He should have been dead. This should have worked from MBL. I thought it was working. Because of no loom and everything. But the adaptability from Tato, soon MBL is about to be a normal civ, just on 1 TC. And what does MBL do beyond just continue this horrible, painful cycle? You gotta leave. And maybe go here. Like, go split up from the other people. Yeah. I like it. The problem is, you need a town center there, and you probably need to evacuate everything here. This is sort of kind of what happens for humans on this map. They just come push you, and then you have to just go to both sides. But there he goes. Luckily, he can build the town center again. So there he goes. But pretty soon, these villagers need to evacuate. You got to get out of here now, MBL. You got to leave while you still can. You can't stay. Pick up whatever is your most precious belongings, and you need to leave this land. Because this is only getting worse. This is your time right now. Run. Let's look at worker efficiency last minute. 33% for MBL, 71% for Tato. And MBL is still going to try and hold on here with the tower. Does still have army around. Maybe he runs into Tato, but Tato's starting to balance his economy a little bit. Tato will be happy with the amount of eco damage he's doing. He hasn't killed that many vills, to be fair. But it's a lot of investment. MBL will be without a town center here. So he's on 1 TC again. But, hey, guess what, guys? You can build another one. So there's some positives to look forward to. The other game we saw where this happened, the player who just left with everything, and then they lost like 12 houses and were consistently housed as well. It's so rough losing your main base. I think Tato will actually start to boom as well. I think Tato will be on 2 town centers soon. And I think MBL's cooked. I think he's completely cooked. I think he needed more damage. The faster castle age from Tato made the difference. I love Tato's commitment to the repairs here. And even diving here. Yeah, look. Repair, slaughter. Repair, slaughter. Yeah, it's looking so good for Tato right now. There's not enough room for these villagers to hide. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. 35 villagers for MBL. 30 villagers for Tato. MBL's Ram, though. Do your thing, Ram. Save the people. Do your thing, Ram. There he goes. Okay, he's rammed down 3 scorpions. That's not bad. I'm not sure that makes these losses acceptable, but you do what you can. Well, pretty soon, the only thing he's going to have left here is the Ram. And wow, GG. Tato 2-0. Now, that was Tato's home map. So, I mean, the silver lining here for MBL is you still have your home map for game number 3. But obviously, the downside for MBL is you've just lost 2 games in a row. And you only have 4 wins in the group at the moment. So, could get desperate. Guys, I cannot say enough how impressive Tato was. Type of 1, if you thought Tato was completely dead when the Ram showed up and there was archers with fletching and he had no loom. He had no loom. His wood line was abandoned. His gold was abandoned immediately. Like, the value he got from his starting scout in that first mangonel was just good enough. And then the sneakiness to the outer gold when he needed to, and like getting the counterattack time when he needed to was so sick. That was so good. Now, at the same time, I think MBL didn't play this like someone who had, necessarily practiced it. He went 2 ranges, and I think we only saw like the first 2 archers like have just the timing on like the blacksmith, the archer ranges, the siege workshop just made it very obvious everything was very expensive. Still not a fan of the second TC being here though. If you're going to 2 TC boom, I think you have to foresee that Tata will push you back, and you do not place a town center here. I think you got to be out here. I think that we can all agree on, but still, I thought Tata was in big trouble there. Well played. Yeah, I think 1 archer range for the first couple archers. I can understand the instinct to go 2 ranges because the ranges are cheap, but that, and maybe he needed to kill more villagers than he did. He only killed 2 villagers, and there were more villagers for the taking. But that's just, there's not many people who are going to pull out a win there. We got the next game coming up. We'll get the ad breaks out of the way. Jasper, thank you for the Prime. Obadiah, welcome back. Thank you for the Prime. Tundra Blitz, thank you for the 45 months. Grust, thank you for the 500 bits. Panks, thank you for the 46 months. But yes, it will be Valley, MBL's home map, where Tata will go for something he did in the early rounds. I think it was against Barles. He ended up going for the Slavs. MBL's going to go for Mayans, which ironically Barles used against him in the previous round. So both these players have played against Barles and Valley. MBL lost against Mayans. And then Tato won Slavs versus Koreans, if I recall. So they had the experience. I think also MBL will have probably seen some of the builds on this map to take the middle behind the Drush and the early lane. I'd expect MBL to come out here. I mean, MBL's got 4 wins. He's in 4th place. The 5th place player has 2 wins. And that is who MBL actually plays in the final round. So that would definitely be a series MBL needs to win to survive. I think he's just like I said, I think he's in send it mode. He's going classic MBL style. He's going to make it messy. He's bringing a villager and his eagle forward to lane. He's hoping to find something here from Tato. Now, Tato should know that MBL could lane. He's probably looking for his boars. There's nothing immediately on the front. And MBL's still walking. MBL's still hoping. Ooh, okay, there's the town center. He's actually using a villager to walk around and collect sheep right now at home. And not a bad start for MBL. I don't know what his game plan is. I think his game plan is there is no game plan. And that's a game plan some people can get behind. He's stealing 2 pigs. And then he's also sees this boar. So you could wall in your Vil, and you could kill the boar out here to slow Tato's food income down if you want to. Tato doesn't know about that boar. And MBL is going to... He's going to take that home? Dude, there's no, like, express next-day shipping in Age of Empires. That's a really long walk. But, okay. I mean, that's his plan. He did the house trick there to de-aggro it once. But keep in mind, he's got to do other things here. He's also got the eagle to delay this boar at the same time. Oh, this would this would be insane. If he can get this home, it'd be unbelievable. Tato, if he looks there for a second, can see the boar in the fog. But I don't think he's too busy. All right, house trick from MBL. Eagle's still there denying this boar. This is ridiculous. To steal a boar with your villager and deny the other boar with your eagle at the same time is unreal. And then still have an economy that looks normal back at home is crazy, man. And Tato's like, where's my boar? Like, he's looking for the other boar. It doesn't make any sense to him. And MBL's doing it. And actually, conveniently enough, he has his other boar right here. So if he wants, he can just bring them both in. Oh, he got so lucky. He got so lucky that boar stopped for a second. He is going to bring his own boar, his enemy's boar. Was his enemy's boar even his enemy's boar? Or was it his boar the whole time? I don't know. But his eagle is trading against the scout at the same time. MBL has got to be very happy with this start. He's got all the food underneath the TC. And Tato's strategy here, guys, for what he wants to do He needs food. And you could tell this messed with Tato. Scrambling up the house. Now, you could look at this and say, okay, well, it's a positive that there's lots of food in the middle then, right? Well, yes and no, because on one hand, yeah, you can recover, but you can't push it with your scout, right? Like, you'd have to push the deer, and there's not many deer. There's just a couple of them. And then MBL knows exactly where you're going to go. Like, MBL is just going to wait for you to go take those chickens, and he's going to probably arrive with some military. Tato is Dark Age farming at the moment. Which, what you have to do. You have no choice. It's a correct decision, but this is just really slowed down what's possible for him. Does MBL even know? MBL doesn't even know about his boar. But he assumes it's there, and it is there. So now, yeah, it'll be 3 boars for MBL, and I think maybe the additional sheep. So, hey, Tato's just got to hope to get the res to click up here. And he's looking for the deer, and he should be able to see the deer if he wants the food. But yeah, it's a good point. I'm trying to do the math. I think regardless if MBL wins or loses this game, basically he just has to beat Licks to survive. Because he's at 4 wins, right? So let's say worst case MBL loses this. He stays at 4 wins. Licks is at 2. I mean, even if Licks beats him 2-1... MBL would still have 1 win above him and survive. So it's not too bad of a situation for MBL. I mean, I think MBL would probably say that if he loses to Licks, that'd be a big surprise. Licks has just not been super shape this season, and I think has lost all confidence a week or 2 ago. So, but I mean, in terms of the 3rd place fight, that is the bigger combo, right? In terms of the 3rd place fight, MBL, I think, still would have a chance to get into the 3rd place position if he wins this, Brio's Licks, and then Tato maybe loses some games to Repard. We didn't have a chance to look at the percentages, but... Anyways, I think Tato's actually adapted to this perfectly. It honestly could not have been better in terms of his adaptation to it. He had to get the farms down early. He had to... he didn't lose any villagers. He scouted his opponent as well, so he has an idea of what MBL might send forward. He hasn't seen the barracks yet, but I think he's looking for that. And yeah, obviously it's going to be militia for MBL. And MBL, I think, is assuming that Tato will come to the middle. I think if you're going to do it, you need to do it the sneaky method, and you got to go way to the side. But that's just such a long walking distance. Slavs is the fastest farming civ in the game, so it's never bad to have the early farms. And they also have infantry upgrades come in for free, so Gambesons and Arson is not bad. When Tato played Slavs last time, he went for full men-at-arms, and he wants to stick to the game plan here. But MBL obviously benefits. He has the additional villager as the Mayans, which is already nice, and then he has the additional food. Man-at-arms upgrade is on the way. Units are moving forward. Tato... I don't think he actually tracked that. I think he missed the barracks. So he doesn't know. And he's about to find out, and he backs off real quick. There will actually be a speed boost for MBL once you get Man-at-Arms. It's slight, but it's enough where you could chase that down. Tato will look to get the upgrade. He's just missing the gold right now, which is unfortunate. But he spotted that. Nice adaptation. And should still be able to get Man-at-Arms. I mean, I think MBL's got to be very happy with this, right? He already has the archer range up, has so much food, like he doesn't need any farms for a long time, which means it could be a very early blacksmith for him too. The confusing thing for MBL, he's looking at this gold and he's probably like, it's like, where is he going to be taking gold? He didn't actually see this gold either. We didn't talk about that gold. That gold's not great for Tato compared to MBL's. But we've seen that from time to time on Valley, some very punishing gens, which is why we've seen so many aggressive builds. MBL doesn't see the army. Guys, most high-level players here, if they don't see your army anymore, they know it's coming to the base, and they've got to get the walls down. And yeah, MBL, he gets the walls down. Nicely done. Perfect timing as well, because that's exactly where the man-at-arms were coming in. Skirmisher from Tato behind the wood line. Will fire on that archer. And both players will need to repair. There's a lot of tiny things you have to do now, right? Expand into farms. Get your blacksmith, get the upgrades. You have to micro. You have to build houses. MBL already has fletching, and look at the micro as well. He killed one Vill already. And Tato forced to bring more villagers to build another house. He actually goes for the blacksmith. Tato's under so much pressure at the moment. And he's attacking different palisades, and MBL continues to fix the repairs too. So well played from MBL. And the man-at-arms will back up a little bit. MBL will obviously expect that fletching is going to be in. And now MBL goes for the food in the middle. All right. I don't hate it. As long as you consistently make army here, you've got the map control. This is not risky. And MBL's playing big army numbers. He's not playing big walls. We could see a second barracks or a second archer range here. I wouldn't hate some eagles in production too, because you know your opponent's on skirm. Tato's units are still around, though. They haven't been killed off yet. MBL's archers are coming back to chase that. And MBL's been extremely patient here. You're never going to kill Tato with one swing. As we learned in the previous game. Even with Feudal Age Rams, you're not going to have the chance. So it's all about those tiny advantages. The archers kill the scout. The archers will chase the man-at-arms. And MBL's still harassing the wood line. It really hurts for Tato that his farms don't have horse collar. Like, just had so little food in the Dark Age, it didn't set him up for Feudal Age at all. And now he's down, finished with the berries as well. And Dunnies, thank you for the prime. Thank you, Bector, for the prime. Armor's on the way for MBL. And he's making more man-at-arms. I think he understands what type of game this is going to be. If the opponent will continue to make skirms like this, I know Mayans isn't the typical man-at-arms civ, but I think it makes a lot of sense. That's more tankiness to the army to push those skirmishers away. Tato sees this. It's obviously discouraging to see your opponent has even more food. But at the same time, that is an area you could potentially kill villagers. So that gives you a chance here. He actually grouped up his man-at-arms with the skirmishers here too. It's really nice from Tato. He's microing his skirms against the archers. That's really nice from Tato. But there's just still those extra man-at-arms and the eagle there. And Tato just doesn't have the military numbers. And MBL's just done such a good job at that. 13 military against 9 right now. Pulls the villagers away. And arson for MBL. Arson doesn't really help in the fights. It helps against the buildings. He's not attacking the buildings anymore, so I'm not sure about that upgrade. But obviously he's got plans too. So it's probably him just thinking ahead. Third mill in the middle to take all the food for MBL. And still has 4 man-at-arms. Was mixing in skirms behind. Tato's dropping another range. He doesn't really have the food for more man-at-arms, so it's just going to be skirms and archers, I guess. But it does not feel like MBL is letting up the pressure here. I think if MBL could just hold the front, that's Tato's woodline, and we might see Tato tap out. Especially with arson, you can take down the archer ranges too. At T90, will we see Boyar this game? I think we are super far from Boyar. I don't even know if we'll see Castle Age for Tato. It's 12 army versus 18, and his woodline's on the front against range units. Tato's going to have to really give it his all to get to Castle Age. And then I think from there, maybe longswords, maybe knights. I kind of doubt we're going to see Boyars. It does feel like all the military is grouped up nicely together for Tato, and MBL's army's a little randomly placed throughout the map. Like here, I'm seeing very similar amounts of military units. I'm wondering where all of MBL's military is at the moment. Because I'm just not seeing it. Maybe it is all there. It feels like he's got some units standing around, maybe. He's got slightly more in the group. And he's got a much healthier mix of archers, which means the additional man-at-arms will not do much for Tato. The Tato's skirms are hoping to take down those archers, though. And, I mean, it's pretty decent fights, man. The fights have been 50-50. The situation's not. But Tato's micro has been fantastic here. We'll kill another archer there. Still holding. MBL's starting to spam those eagles. Spamming another barracks as well. Resources collected still super close. KD 23-22. Another decent fight for Tato. And he is getting forging now and will continue to make man-at-arms, which, if he's killing the archers, can be really good with his civ. And I'm beginning to think that MBL might struggle. You have all these villagers right here, right? Like, if Tato gets it clear, Tato can just start sniping vills. And MBL's losing army. Crazy hold from Tato. Like, seriously. One mistake, this game was so over. Maybe that's the difference between the two of them. Because there's, in all the games so far, it's been awkward at times, right? But Tato's able to stabilize. Seems like he's done a really nice job at, like, knowing when to counterattack. I think game number 1 was kind of brilliant in terms of taking MBL away from the area he wanted to focus on. MBL is on the way to Castle Age. He's matched the army numbers. He's mixing in the archers again. It's a little bit risky, but if you can make it to Castle Age, then the army's tough to stop. But MBL just invested 1,000 resources into Castle Age. Tato's going to invest the same 1,000 resources into military. And here MBL's losing all of his skirmishers to the man-at-arms. And here MBL's still falling back. I don't know what unit MBL wants to make here. Do you want to make archers? Do you want to make swordsmen? Do you want to make eagles? The answer is yes to all 3 of them. But typically you do want to streamline towards one type of unit. I guess it's probably just going to be archers. He needs the eagles and he needs the swordsman as a meat shield for now. I mean, technically you could go for longswords as the Mayans. But MBL's villagers get found. He will run away down here. He's done a great job at placing more mills and expanding. And he'll have to wait for the upgrades. He doesn't have any farms. So I know it's cool and everything to have the chickens and the hares. But you know what's king? Farms. Especially Slav farms. And I feel like Tato's given himself some big chances. And this is the best possible time for him to fight. And MBL hasn't backed off. MBL is not backed off. Now, maybe is he winning the fight? I can't really tell. Okay, he's winning the fight, so I guess he doesn't need to back off. I kind of expected him to save his archers there, but he's got the eagles and the man-at-arms there. He gets the clear. He's still in Castle Age. He could still get upgrades on all the military he has. And Tato is deep in Feudal Age. Yeah, if the KD's even, if the eco count's even, and MBL's an age up, should always prefer his position. And the eagles become significantly stronger now with the 7 base attack. And I don't know if you saw my mouse cursor there. For whatever reason, that scared me. And I jumped. I don't know why I'm not surprised. It does kind of look like Tato doesn't have that much of an answer to this. But that GG scared me. And well played from MBL. It all goes back to the Dark Age there. That lane was really nice. That lane was crazy. I want to rewatch that real quick. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This slowed down the inevitability of Tato's all in. Like, I knew he was going to go man-at-arms skirm heavy because that's what he did before. But this was insane. Like, to use a villager to steal your opponent's boar across the map and not lose that vill while simultaneously delaying their other boar. I mean, this is not easy stuff, guys. And people have joked for years MBL's name stands for Master Boar Lamer. I mean, that is just another tournament highlight of MBL when he wants to being an incredible lamer. He walked across the whole map. It wasn't even in a straight line. Like, he had to weave across the terrain. So yeah, I think that was a big part of it. Well played. So, I still think there's that slight chance that MBL gets relegated. I would say it's unlikely. Even though MBL lost 2-1 today. That was 2-1 to Tato. And Tato is just another beastly player. Let's pull up what the standings look like in the group. But I think things are, as we discussed, fairly straightforward in this group compared to some of the others. With that result, it is very likely we have Leary in first place in the group. Very likely we have Barles in second. Very likely we have Tato in third. And then very likely MBL is in fourth. The only thing that was going to change things in this group in the final round is sweeps. So for Barles, if Barles wants to steal first place, he would have to 3-0 Leary. If he 3-0s Leary, then he steals first place and gets the bye in the playoffs. Considering Leary's undefeated, I would consider a sweep unlikely. I think Barles could get a win, maybe even 2, but I think a sweep's unlikely. In Tato's case, well, actually, hold on a second. You know, in Tato's case, Tato's up against Rapard, who's got 1 win. So what would you guys predict the scoreline be there? Tato versus Rapard. Because if Leary sweeps, let's say, which he's done to everybody else, and then Tato wins games, Tato would only need 2 wins then to surpass Barles and go second place. So that might actually change. That'll depend on how those sets play out. But yeah, I think the numbers there don't make it quite as clear. But if you see Leary as a big favorite over Barles and Tato as a big favorite over Rapard, maybe Tato does end up getting second. Maybe. Rapard had some real energy against Leary. You could have beat Leary in 2 games, even though he didn't. So, and then in MBL and Lix's case, there's actually a slight chance that MBL would go into the playoff spot. That would be if he were to sweep, right? So if he sweeps Lix, which he might be favored to do, and then Tato gets swept or something. I think it's if Tato loses 2-1 to Rapard. No, not that. If Barles get... I'm trying to think about the scenarios there that could put MBL into 3rd place. Either way, he would need a lot of things to go his way in some of the other sets. I think that for MBL, 1 win and being safe is pretty much all but confirmed. And he's the favorite against Lix. So I don't think MBL is truly in trouble. But technically, if he were to get swept by Lix, Lix would send him down. So he's going to have to show up. I don't know. Lix has some crazy energy too. And just with how MBL's been playing, I could see him getting a little bit nervous. And if Lix wins the first game, we might get a banger on our hands there. So yeah, the percentages are calculated just based on it being a 50-50 shot for every game. It's not based on players' tournament history or any of our opinions on their skill level. So yeah. Right now, 12 wins for Leary in the group. We got 9 for Barles. We got 7 for Tato. We got 5 for MBL. 2 and 1 for Lix and Rapard. And that ends round 4 for Group A. We've already finished round 4 in pretty much every single other group. This is Group B right now, where you have Hera at the top. You have Vinchester. You have Hart. The big storyline here, guys, is Yo could be relegated. The winner of Yo and Lucho stays alive in 4th place. The loser is relegated. Unless there's also a world where actually Sizcon, if he gets wins against Hart, Sizcon can survive and Yo and Lucho both still go down. So like the relegation fight here is crazy to avoid being in the bottom 2. So that's one to definitely look out for. I think in Hera Vinchester's case, the only way things change at the top there is if Vinchester gets a 3-0. And of course, Vinchester and Hart could change positions in 2nd and 3rd. As for Group C, we haven't had Nikov versus Lewis played yet. We're still working on that. Nikov is having some really big health issues, guys. Thoughts and prayers go out to Nikov. That was supposed to happen this round. Hasn't happened yet. We're hoping it can happen, but we just don't know. We're working on things behind the scenes to determine what we can do there. But yeah, so technically Nikov and Lewis hasn't been played yet. Then the final round would be Nikov, freaking Andy, Sebastian, Lewis, and ACCM and running. Very likely Sebastian ends up first. Feels like Lewis and ACCM maybe will be in playoff positions, but I mean, Nikov's got 6 games in hand. He would play Lewis. He would play Andy. We just don't know. So we just don't know. And then yesterday, it seems like this isn't updated. Yesterday, all of this happened. This is probably the craziest group at the moment. Spoilers, I hope you guys already watched yesterday. If not, you should either look away right now or plan on watching it soon. Sato won 2-1 over Viper. And so Sato and Mihai are tied with 9 wins going into the final round. You have Vivi at 7. You have Viper at 6. You have Dragonstar at 4. Dark is already out. But Dragonstar will play Dark, who has 1 win. So could get a 3-0 there, right? And if you get the 3-0, and then Viper loses 2-1 to Mihai, Viper's out. And right now, let's be real. Who's the favorite between Mihai and Viper? Mihai. I think going into the Sato series, I was still giving Viper credit. Like, Viper's Viper. It's 4th round Viper. He's going to turn it around. I mean, Viper has 6 wins, 6 losses. Mihai has 9 wins, 3 losses. Mihai looks incredibly prepped on every single map. I know he and Sato and maybe others have been training like crazy. So, I'm just saying, guys, Dowdo's been joking about Viper going down the Gold League like it's a joke. It's a reality. It could happen. Also, of course, you know, it really makes it interesting what happens between Dark and Dragonstar, because if Dark has no pressure and he just plays low pressure AoE and Dragonstar is feeling a lot of nerves, maybe Dark just gets some wins there and then ruins it for Dragonstar. So we'll see. But anyways, that is actually it today. This was not supposed to be a TTL day, but we had to shift this over because of the schedule issues we had. So yeah, sorry I can't bring more sets for you guys, but the next sets are going to be coming up on Friday. I'll just quickly show you the calendar and answer some questions, and then I will be back to lots of planning phone calls and YouTube videos and a lot of cool things I'm working on that I can't tell you about right now. So, yeah, this is what the schedule looks like. So today is what, here, right? So we're off the next 2 days with TTL, and then we come back Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday with the final rounds. And then Tuesday through Sunday is the playoffs. Let me just show you the playoff bracket real quick, because I know the format can be a little confusing. Where is Liquipedia? But it's fairly self-explanatory. Essentially, as we've been saying, the reason these positions in the groups are important is because it adjusts your position in the playoff bracket, right? So it would be huge for Sito to lock down first, Sito or Mihai to lock down first in Group D, get the bye into the quarterfinal. Right now, it's looking likely you have Leary here, you have Hera here. Group C, likely Sebastian. So imagine, like, the alternative is you don't get first in your group, you go into a round of 12, and then if you win, you're going up against someone who is top 4 this season so far. So it's like, control what you can control and get first place right now. If you're Sito, Mihai, and Sebastian, maybe ACCM or something. So that's what the group looks like. So this is what will happen next Tuesday through Sunday, as we see this all of this play out and move into best of 5s and best of 7s. So, T90, which 2 players did you say it could be a banger game? I mean, so many of them. I thought Dragonstar Mihai is what I was maybe saying yesterday. I said the same for Viper and Sito. There's not really many sets where you look at the matchups and think it's going to be poor, because you have high-level quality, and then you also have the meaning behind the games, right? So, like, of the upcoming sets, in terms of the meaning behind them, Group D is pretty crazy all around right now. Dark Dragonstar, Sito, Vivi, Viper, Mihai, all these sets are must-watch. In terms of Group C, I mean, very similar here, I would make arguments. The only one maybe people would disagree is ACCM running, because running's already out. But like ACCM really wants to cling to that chance that he could get into the upper portions of the group, even though it looks unlikely. Group B's Yo Lucho is nuts. Yo Lucho is nuts, because most likely the loser is relegated, and we're talking about Mr. Yo there. And I also think Lucho's got the play style that can beat him. I know chat won't believe me on that, but before the prediction when we did the prediction contest, I put Lucho beating Yo 2-1. So back before we saw any of Yo's losses, I put that. So I have belief in Lucho. And then, yes, Hiscon could still survive. Hera Vinchester is just like a great overall set, even if it doesn't change the standings, right? Like, that would be really, really good. And then you got Leary Barles, should be really good too for similar reasons. Barles has been playing great. Leary's been playing great. Tata Rapard should be very fun and chaotic energy, because Rapard went triple castle drop against Leary in his 0-3, and then MBL Licks as well. I mean, all the sets are good. So, what's the site? If you want the site, you can go to t90official.tv or just use the TTL command. It has the site linked there. And it has everything. By the way, guys, while we're talking about things on the site, we had 1,244 fantasy teams entered this year, and I am currently tied for first place. Feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty good. There's only a couple teams that have been able to do it. So my team was Leary, Barles, Sebastian, ACCM, Lewis, and Mihai. Okay? Yes, thank you for the compliments. Thank you. Thank you. Totally not rigged. So that's my team. I think there's one other team that is tied with us, And it's Leary, Barles, Vinchester, Sebastian, Lewis, and Mihai. So that I think there's how many of us? Like 8 to 10 people tied. It's only 2 teams that are tied. So whatever happens between Vinch and ACCM, I think, determines which teams go the other direction there. So yeah, the fantasy's fun. As for the prediction contest, I'm currently tied for 6th place. I've been looking at number 1. This guy's been number 1 all week. This Liard viewer here. And I got to say, the predictions are looking pretty solid for this guy. I haven't looked at everybody. I haven't looked at Butterbum or Ham Potato or Bifrost Sentinels. I haven't looked at all their predictions. I've just looked at the predictions of number 1. But yeah, I mean, it's looking fairly solid. Actually, hold on. He predicted 2-1 for MBL over Tato. What did I predict? I predicted 2-1 for Tato. Ooh, that's good. That'll get me some points there. I think, unfortunately, I predicted 2-1 for Mihai, though. I also predicted 2-1 for Viper. That's bad. What did he do? Where is it? Okay, also predicted 2-1 for Viper. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, it's been fun. I think next season what we might do is we might do like some type of weekly thing. Because type a 1 in chat if you didn't know about this and you wanted to do it, but then you were too late. I don't think there's any way around that. I talked about it as much as humanly possible on every stream. I did what I could. But I feel like there's always going to be people who want to contribute who come in late. So I think maybe in future seasons, we might try and do something weekly that's a little bit more involved. We'll see. After the season, there will be a bunch of things I'll think of to try and improve it and make it more fun for viewers and all that. So what are we talking about? Don't worry about it. I don't feel like repeating myself another time. So, all right. Any big TTL questions, guys? I'm going to head off. I had a fun day. I got some stuff to work on. I had 3 phone calls this morning about future age things, future events, future projects. So I've got a couple more things on my list for the day. You guys want memes? All right, I could do some memes for you. Do we have any good memes? I will look at memes. I'll keep you guys up to date on what happens with all the games. As of now, the schedule is Friday through Monday for round 5. Looking at the memes. All right, we have a couple good memes. T90, I'm organizing a watch party for TTL final in Edinburgh, 14. Ah, sick. Nice. I'm not going to show all the memes. I'm just going to show one. This is one of the best memes that we've had. This wins the meme award. Can we change it to say MBL with arquebus bombard cannons for the second one? Because that makes it look so much worse. That's so funny, dude. I love that. I mean, it might have won him the game, so. Might have won him the game. All right, chat. Take care. Thanks for the support, everybody. And I will see you guys, if not tomorrow and the day after, because I might still be live doing something else. I'll see you guys Friday through Sunday, or Friday through Monday. Well, actually, this upcoming Friday through the following Sunday, we'll be live every day with TTL Round 5 and TTL Playoffs. All right? Take care, guys. See ya. Also, did I have the scoreboard wrong at the top? And nobody pointed it out except for one guy. Guys, I'm sorry. The scoreboard was wrong. That's the final score. That's my bad. Sorry to be confusing there. I didn't realize I put it on the wrong side until someone just said they were confused. My bad. Yeah, that was the final score. See ya.
What he wants to do is he wants to get to +2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not going to be able to do that. What he wants to do is he wants to get to +2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not going to be able to do that. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that. Pain is coming. Pain is coming. Pain is coming. Oh God. Oh no. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Oh God. Oh no. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that.
What you need is you need siege or you need something that kills. Don't know if Kanji can get that right now.
Oh God. Oh no.
You need something that kills. Something that kills. Guess what? It doesn't look good. Guess what? It doesn't look good because Kamigawa is not fighting. Kamigawa.
Oh God. Oh no. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that. No. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that. No. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that. No. What he wants to do is he wants to get to plus 2 knights. Wants to get full armor in, but he's not gonna be able to do that. No.